Hi everybody, Lara here from Love on a Plate. Happy Friday. Welcome back to my kitchen. If you were on a couple of minutes ago, we had a little technical blooper. So we're all gonna say no bacon for James. That's what we're gonna say. So I'm gonna give everybody a chance to hop on and find me. Hi Cindy, how are you? And I'm gonna see if I can get these to show up over here. I had them, but we're doing it old school while my computer's still being fixed and we're all confused. So just give me 1 sec to get the comments to come up. Almost. Okay. Hi Cindy, hi Betty, hi Kathy. Oh, hi James. Nice of you to come today. Hi Nina and Sherry. So if this is your first time watching me prep, please say hi, jump right in, leave me a comment, tell me where you're from, tell me if you're like a meal prepping addict, if you just love to meal prep, or if it's your first time meal prepping. I meal prep with the 5 dinners in 1 hour meal prep system most of the time. Last week I did a prep that was just all recipes that were mine that I converted to be able to have everything ready in my fridge for this week. And I'll tell you, it was my first week back at work in about 3 months, and I was so glad to have dinner ready to go. All the kids had to do was pop it in the oven when they remembered. So when they forgot, I could just come home, either take it out of the crock pot, take it out of, pop it in the oven. Everything is super, super easy. Cleanup is easy. And so once a week, I take an hour and I do dinners. And then I always take another hour and I do lunches as well for the whole week. So tonight I'm gonna do the 5 dinners in 1 hour plan. I'm gonna make Crazy Good sheet pan chicken and veggies. That's from their clean eating plan. I'm gonna make baked shrimp scampi, which is one of their most popular recipes. I haven't tried it yet. I'm going to make Asian grilled steak as a special present to James because he loves his steak. And then I'm gonna make baked creamy Tuscan garlic chicken because it sounds amazing. And holiday mini meatloaves because it's November, and so Christmas is coming, and it uses turkeys and cranberry, so I thought, why not? It sounds fun. So we're gonna get started. I don't promise to do it in an hour, but we should be able to, but you guys know me, I talk a lot. So give me a thumbs up if you're prepping this weekend. And tell me what you are prepping. Hi, Melinda and Tammy. My little iPad's not working properly, so I'll get my tech support over. Okay, so I'm gonna start, let's cook, okay? I'm gonna start with Crazy Good sheet pan chicken and veggies. So this one, everything goes into a zipper bag. We put all of our seasonings and our veggies, and then on cooking day, we're gonna bake it on a sheet pan at 400 for like 30 minutes, and everything's gonna be ready. So you have 1 sheet pan to clean up and your dinner plates, and that's it. Okay, so that's the first one. So, when I got off of work today, I went to the grocery store. I took my grocery list from 5 dinners and I walked into the Loblaws, telling you I was out of there in about 20 minutes. Came home, I put everything into my baskets, and that took me about 10 minutes. And the rest we're gonna do now. I didn't pre-cut any meat. I haven't pre-done anything. So we'll see how fast we can get it done with me talking so much. If you've got questions as I go along, let me know. Hi, Amy. Thanks for not changing your little avatar there. I always know it's you. Okay. So my baskets keep me organized. So we are going to start by putting our chicken in the bag. I'm using a fork to avoid the chicken police. Not a fan. So I set my portions to feed 6 because I have 3 teenagers and James and I, and one of the teenagers eats like he's two grown men. Okay, so if you're new to 5 dinners in 1 hour, what this sheet does is I've gone in and I've picked out my recipes, and then on one side it tells me what I'm going to do today, which is the assembly directions. The middle has all my ingredients, which all went on my grocery list, and then it has cooking day instructions, and it tells you what sides you should put with it. And I find I actually often change the sides. When I cook my lunches, I'll often do some make-ahead rice or mashed potatoes or quinoa or some kind of veggie, so that I really don't have to cook it all during the week. Because who gets home at 6 o'clock and wants to cook dinner? Nobody. Okay, so it says put the chicken in the zipper bag, chop the potatoes, and the Brussels sprouts. Who loves Brussels sprouts? I do. My kids not so much. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. So these are really, really tiny little potatoes that I bought. They're golden little gems, they're called. And the recipe says to cut everything into like 1-inch pieces. Now these are super tiny. They're pre-washed. So the really little ones, I just toss them in there. If they're a little bit bigger, I will cut them in half. And then we're gonna put all the seasonings on. The Brussels sprouts, we're gonna squish it all together, and that will be dinner. And it says to serve with a salad. So we have a salad every night, and I try to make those a little bit more interesting. And then usually some warm bread for one of my sons, my youngest son, Jonathan. He dances, he plays hockey, and he's on the swim team. And he's 15, so he can afford to eat all of that stuff. So I hope you guys can see, I'm used to having my overhead, and next week, next Friday, I'm gonna commit to you guys. I'm gonna come on and I'm gonna cook every Friday. Then it gives me my weekend free. And, well, I work in retail, so it means I'll probably be working the next bunch of Saturdays. So for me, cooking on Friday night is good. Then I'm ready for the weekend. I have Sunday off. Okay. So the rest of these are really like teeny little baby ones, so they can all go in. And that is finished. And then Brussels sprouts. So Brussels sprouts don't really need much done to them, but there's the very bottom here, and I just like to cut that part off. It's where it comes off the stalk. It doesn't take very long. And I don't know exactly why we do it, but my grandma said we do. So when my grandma says we do it, well, my grandma's not with us anymore, but you know, who always listens to their grandma? I think everybody. So does anybody have any fun plans for this weekend? Mr. Tech Guy? My iPad is frozen.
Yes, we're having a little bit of low internet problems. It's like getting blurry.
Oh, okay. So James says we're having internet problems. I hope it's not freezing on your side, you guys. Right, Cindy? Yeah, this is the busy, busy season for retail. So I think I'll work every weekend, every Saturday from now till January. But then January's easy. So, okay. I needed the bigger bag today. For a sample meal plan for $2 that you can try if you've never tried it. 1/4 cup olive oil. And I'm back to my no measuring, but it does tell you the measurements, and you can totally measure if you want to. 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. So this is my, I get this at like Costco. This is my jumbo. Oops, hard to grate it with the little guard on. But I'll tell you, I'm so glad this thing has a guard. This is so sharp. My son, the oldest one, who's gone to culinary school, he sliced his knuckle off. Well, not off, but he sliced it. Yeah, it's really sharp. Okay. So if you don't have like a big block of Parmesan, you can buy it pre-shredded. You can buy it in that little green can. You can use any kind of Parmesan you like. But this is the one that I get. Okay, and I need that for my shrimp later. So that is, if I can find my, I had it out. It was here. Where did my garlic thing go? There it is. Okay. So that it says 1/2 teaspoon of dry mustard, and if you don't have dry mustard, you could use like just a little bit of Dijon mustard. It would taste really very, very similar. Oregano. Told you it was a long week. I can't find anything. Okay, so then 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano goes in. And now you probably can't see what the heck I'm doing. And 1/2 teaspoon of basil.
Just 1 second, everybody. Let's see if we can do this. It's freezing for everybody and getting terrible quality.
Great.
I just want to make sure you are on our network. You are. Kick the kids off.
Okay.
Hopefully that'll help.
So we kicked the kids off the internet to see if we can get the bandwidth up. So let us know if it's still freezing, okay, you guys?
Hi, Amy. Yes, that was me.
Poor. All right, now I'm going to have to make James. What should we make for James? Let's make him some bacon. Give me a heart if you think now he deserves some bacon for doing that cameo shot. Yeah, we'll give him some. Okay, so now we're back. I'm going to do the 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. So this has lots of delicious flavors in it. And then salt and pepper. Is it freezing, you guys?
They're saying it's cleared up a bit.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll stick. Margaret is saying bacon, so I like Margaret a lot.
Okay. Margaret, you are in James's good books because you voted for some bacon for him. Okay. So that is everything for this meal. And I've heard really good things, really good reviews about this particular dish. It should bake about 30 minutes total at 400. If you find that your chicken's already cooked and your potatoes are still hard, you can just take them out and just keep cooking until your potatoes are done. But I think that cut this size everything can be done at the same time. So that's meal number 1. Okay, let's flip our board. Now we're gonna make the shrimp scampi. Wow. Another super simple one that you just have to bake. What I learned this week was, if it requires anything extra, my kids can't seem to do it. So if they have to shake a sauce up and pour it on the gnocchi, they can't do that. Well, James did. So this week, I've gone with things that I can do the whole thing. All right, so shrimp scampi is basically, it's a really classic French dish. It's really delicious. It's full of lemon and garlic and butter. So how can that be bad even at all? Like, it just can't be. So what I've done is I've put 2 pounds of shrimp into my baggie. Now these were frozen shrimp. The recipe says to leave the tails on for more flavor. I don't do that. I hate having to bite the tails off when I'm eating dinner. So I took them off, and I find if you get the slightly bigger shrimp, then they have really good flavor. And besides, this one's gonna have garlic and butter and lemon and parsley. So it's gonna be just delicious. So to this, I am going to add just like 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then it says, I'm gonna put, okay. Everything else we're gonna mix together in this little bowl. So, butter, and it says 3/4 of a cup of butter, you guys. Whew, that's a lot of butter. Okay. I'm not even using the whole 3/4 of a cup. That seems like a lot of butter. Okay, butter. Then minced garlic. So for me, this is where, like, the minced garlic in a jar is good, but if in a dish like this especially, where you have garlic is the main flavor, I kind of want the fresh garlic.
And Melissa says she's from the East Coast.
Yeah. And
she's never heard about the tails adding more flavor.
Right? I don't think so. I don't know. And then you like have to bite it. I don't. I just don't want to do it. So, my kitchen, my rules. If you want to leave the tails on, you can do that too. I'm not judging. I'm just cooking. Where from the East Coast are you? Whew, girl. I didn't know that. Okay, garlic, parsley.
I knew that. She knew what Old Bay was.
Oh, this is true.
A few lives ago.
I love my Old Bay. Okay, 1 tablespoon of dried parsley. 1/4 teaspoon, so like hardly any, of these dried chili pepper flakes. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice.
New Brunswick.
Oh, I've been there. It's a nice place.
Just like our friend Dan, it's a pretty big deal.
That's right. One of our very, very best friends, his family is from New Brunswick. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of lemon. And I'm supposed to mash this all together. You know I should have got a bigger bowl, right? So, and this has been sitting out getting soft. Oh, it's gonna be okay. So I'm gonna mash it all together, you guys. And I don't know why you couldn't just melt it and pour it over top, right? Because I'm making a heck of a mess. Okay. Okay. For fun, let's call that mashed, okay? So, now it says that the instructions are that I would put my shrimp in my dish. I would dab the butter all over it and then I would sprinkle on the panko flakes. I think the panko flakes are gonna get soggy that way, and I would rather throw the shrimp in on the day of. So I'm going to make a dish my kids can't cook. But I'm gonna stick everything together in the pan, and I'm gonna put it all into my refrigerator like that. And then when I come home from work, I'm gonna just put it all together and shove it in the oven. And this one I'm gonna serve, my grandma always served shrimp scampi with rice that she cooked with saffron, which is those little tiny petals, and they make the rice yellow and super tasty. So I put a bit of chicken stock and fresh parsley, garlic, and saffron, and it's really, really yummy. And if you come and join me later on Sunday, I will show you how I do that, okay? So that is the shrimp scampi recipe. Slightly revised, because you know me, that's what I do. Right, we all gotta do what works best for our house. Okay, I'm gonna save the holiday mini meatloaves for last because I have to stick my hands in ground turkey and it's gonna be really messy. But now I'm going to do the Asian grilled steak. And you guys, I have the world's smallest kitchen. We bought 2 houses and I love to cook. And both my kitchens, this has been the world's smallest kitchen. And my other kitchen was huge, but only had about 3 feet of counter space and was terribly designed. So if I can cook in here, I'm convinced anybody can cook anywhere. All right, stop talking and get cooking. So,
this is the Asian grilled steak?
This is Asian grilled steak. It's from the Clean Eating Plan over on 5 Dinners. And it is sirloin steak. And it called for, okay, I totally changed this recipe. It called for whole frozen green beans and frozen sliced carrots and cherry tomatoes. And to me, those weren't really Asian kind of veggies. So I'm not doing any of that. I changed it to mushrooms because we're gonna season everything and then we're gonna broil it. And I really like mushrooms when they're broiled. So we're gonna start by cutting up the steak. And I'm just gonna open it up and give my hands a wash before I get in there. So, I didn't have to do that. I thought I was going to cut this up, but I'm not. So, it says to put the steak in whole. We're going to add all the marinade, and then we're going to add our chopped vegetables. Okay? So, super simple, and yet really going to taste good. Okay. So that's my sirloin steak, and I was really lucky. I got the good stuff on sale. To that, we are going to add green onions. We're going to, which are in the recipe. I didn't entirely change that. And then I'm gonna put in mushrooms and edamame. So my Loblaws has edamame frozen now. So that's, they're Japanese. They're like soybeans, but they're really yummy. And they're kind of similar to green beans, but they seemed more Asian-y. Here, I'm gonna show you. They look like that. I know it's hard to see, right? I'm spoiled. I'm used to my overhead.
Next week.
Next week, James promises. Next week. We had some kids over. We might have had an accident with the computer. It might have had to go to the computer doctor. Yeah. the whole screen cracked and they're having trouble finding a replacement screen. So that's where that's gone. So I'm just peeling off the very outer edge of these, like the outer edge, the outer skin of these green onions. But they're gonna add a nice flavor. So I'm going to, you could use a vegetable peeler. I just didn't take one out. And the skin is really, really papery, so you don't have to. Okay. So it says to take 4 green onions and toss those in the bag. So we're gonna do that. And this one is from the Clean Eating Plan. So I think I usually end up, I have the combo plan, and I usually end up with some from each every week. Okay, so that's my green onions. Then I'm going to add mushrooms, and I'm just gonna cut them in quarters, and they're gonna roast up on the sheet pan with the steak. And I love mushrooms. James loves mushrooms. My kids, not so much, more for us. So even though this is the Clean Eating Plan, I'm going to make fried rice to go with this to serve as a side because, you know, with like the Asian theme. So often on the weekends, I make a big pot of steamed rice in my rice cooker, and then I kind of doctor it up to go with whatever else I'm cooking. Okay, so now we get the good stuff. Well, steak is good stuff, but okay, soy sauce. Uh-oh. Honey, I broke the soy sauce lid. I do.
James
James
agrees with me. You look great in that pink purple shirt.
Sorry?
You look great in that pink purple
Who
shirt.
says that?
Lori.
Oh, thanks, Lori. That was my treat back to myself. It was one of my back to work purchases. I work for a clothing store, so. Okay, so some garlic. I think, is it true? Every recipe I picked has garlic. I wonder if that says something. Every single recipe. So this one, I wanted to have lots of garlic flavors, so I'm gonna go with the 2 big cloves. Okay, so we're doing pretty well. Is anybody starting to think about Thanksgiving yet? Because in the US, you haven't had your Thanksgiving yet, right? We already had ours. And Thanksgiving, I think, is James's favorite meal because he loves turkey and mashed potatoes and stuffing. But his birthday's really close to Thanksgiving, so I think I might, if he's good, make him another turkey.
Not likely.
Oh, he says it's not likely then if he has to be good. Okay, so I put in the 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, and then it says to put in 2 teaspoons of dried ginger. Okay, so dried ginger's okay. I don't have anything against it, except it's not my favorite. Does that make sense? So I buy garlic fresh, but it's really strong, and then you don't need a lot of it. So I use what I need, then I put it in a Ziploc baggie, and I throw the whole thing in the freezer. And then when I need more, I just take it out, and I'm just gonna chop off what I need, and I'm gonna put it back in my baggie. Like it's time to buy more ginger.
A couple of people would like to know
Yes.
what store you work for.
Ah, I work for Old Navy. I'm the general manager of an Old Navy in Mississauga. That is what I do for fun.
I thought you were doing this for fun.
Oh, James says I'm doing this for fun. He's right. This is what I do for fun. My dream job is to open up a cooking school. That's what I want to do when I retire. So we'll see how that works out. Okay, so I just put in some ginger, chopped up. You can absolutely use the dried ginger. And I think I'm going to put in just a little bit of the dry. Okay? I'm telling you. And then James did fix my soy sauce. Sorry, ladies. Okay, soy sauce. 1 tablespoon. So I'm not gonna lie. 1 tablespoon doesn't seem like enough to marinate all that meat. So I'm putting 2. Because I want it to have good flavor. Okay, so that's meal number 3. And this is another one that you broil. So this one, for sure, I am going to serve with fried rice and steamed broccoli. And maybe steamed snow peas because James can't eat broccoli. So then we get our greens in. You get some veggies in your fried rice. Fried rice really takes 5 minutes to make. And it's way cheaper than eating Chinese out. Okay, so that's meal number 3. Baked, creamy, Tuscan garlic chicken. Say it 5 times fast. I don't think I can. Okay, I gotta.
Same as creamy sun-dried tomato chicken?
It isn't.
No.
It's slightly different. Although it has sun-dried tomatoes, spinach, garlic, mozzarella cheese, artichoke hearts, everything that I love. So it's really similar to that creamy sun-dried tomato one. I think this one has, I can't remember, I don't think the other one had artichoke hearts in it. But it sounds delicious, so we're gonna make it. Okay. All right. This one I am going to put right into my dish. So this is one my kids for sure can put in the oven. Oops. And this one I'm gonna serve with Caesar salad and garlic bread. I know this is gonna be the most popular meal of the week with the kids. Okay, so more chicken. And gonna wrestle with the plastic. Okay, should I read the directions perhaps?
So apparently the other one has shrimp and no artichoke hearts.
Ah, okay. So, okay, who knew that?
Melissa knew that.
Melissa, you're a rock star. Have you made it, Melissa, the shrimp one? I never made it, can you believe it? And I love shrimp. Okay, so this recipe said to use chicken cutlets, which are the thinner ones, right? But we all know my big hungry family needs the big chicken. So I just know that I'm gonna have to cook it a little bit longer, but at least they get more protein. Okay, so put the chicken in the pan. Season with salt, garlic powder, and pepper. So that's the first part. Can't have too much garlic powder, can you?
So okay. Melissa has had this one, it's amazing.
Is it amazing? Right? It just sounded like, oh, it has to be so good. Okay, and pepper. Is it in one of your like top 10 5D meals? All right, so now it says in a small bowl. Okay. Don't need this pan right now. In a small bowl. Mix together. Told you. World's smallest kitchen. And now I just broke this. Seriously, you guys. I am having, okay, gonna send the artichokes over to James. Usually it's just tech support, and tonight he's cooking, some sous chefing for me. Okay, so it says to put 8 ounces of cream cheese And usually I buy the whipped cream cheese, but it wasn't on sale. So this is the soft stuff anyway, so that's okay. And then sun-dried tomatoes, minced garlic. Get all my goodies ready. Oh, he did it.
It annoyed me, sorry about the top.
We are saved. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to drain my artichokes.
Alyssa likes the shrimp one too, and she's a fave list on her fridge.
Oh, yeah?
A really good idea. We should do that and keep track
Of
our
which-
favorites.
Yeah, what a good idea, right?
Oh yes, I guess I opened that a little close to the phone.
Oh.
They could hear me.
This is real life, you guys. We're not going to hide anything.
No, except me.
Well, because, you know, the whole point really is to, one, get together on a Friday night because I like hanging out with you guys.
And this is kind of our date night, so.
And this is our date night. Yeah, this is what James and I do for date night now. Don't anybody say anything that'll make us sad. Okay, so it says, put the garlic in. And I have this garlic. Okay, so that's the fourth dinner, and it has garlic. I clearly have an addiction to garlic.
And Ann Beth hasn't had artichokes before. She's wondering what they taste like, and I'm not the person to answer that question.
Okay, they don't really taste like much. They are kind of soft. They really absorb the flavor of whatever you're cooking with. What do they taste like?
Lucky?
No, James, they don't. James thinks maybe they taste blechy. I don't think that's the case. Trying to, you know what? Like maybe a little bit like zucchini. So not a very strong flavor, right? Zucchini doesn't have like a super strong taste. But I like zucchini. Artichoke hearts, they come two ways. So they come canned two ways. One is marinated, and then it just tastes like the marinade. And one is like this in water. And these are actually the hearts of them. And you kind of chop them up. So if you wanted to make this without the artichokes, you totally could. It will still taste really delicious because we're going to put spinach in also.
Deborah says Brussels sprouts.
You think they taste like Brussels sprouts? Or I should put in, you could put in Brussels sprouts.
Do not know. I do not read her mind.
Oh, I'm asking her. James is getting sassy over here, ladies.
It's been a long week.
He says it's been a long week. Okay, so we're going to finish chopping these up.
Beth agrees with me on the artichokes, by the way.
That they're blechy.
Well, Melissa thinks they taste like asparagus.
Yes! A prize for Melissa. They do. They taste like asparagus. You're winning tonight, Melissa. This is awesome.
Very helpful.
Super helpful. Maybe next week you come over, we'll cook together. What do you think? It's not that long a drive. Okay, it's a bit of a long drive. Okay.
So, Cheryl says to hers they have an earthy taste, like a mushroom.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
And Beth just sent me virtual bacon.
Beth is feeling for you today. Okay, so I would say yes, a little bit earthy, a little bit like asparagus. This is really good. You know what you should do? You should try them at someone else's house. You totally can leave them out of here because the sun-dried tomatoes and the spinach and the cheese and the garlic and everything is going to make this really delicious. Or you could just... James is getting in trouble over here.
Yeah, Melissa's offering to fly you to Maine so you can cook with her.
Okay. Maine is on my list. You know, girl, it's been on my list my whole life. and I have never made it there. Okay, so spinach, which I forgot to squish the water out, and that is super important because it's really, 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 really watery. Okay, so now I'm washing my hands. All right, so this is the most detailed. So you can see on the plan, some of them are really quick and some of them have more ingredients. This is like one of the more complicated ones in the plan. And when I pick my recipes, I try to pick some that are like dump recipes and a couple that I don't mind spending a little bit more time on.
And which one are you working on right now?
I'm working on baked creamy Tuscan garlic chicken. Okay. See, so this is looking really good. And it smells really good. Unless, of course, you don't like garlic. And then you can't cook with me. No, I'm kidding. You can cook with me. It's fine. All right. So, that's all we have to do. Now we're going to spread this on top of the chicken. And yes, I'm going back in with the same spatula, but I'm going to cook everything, so don't worry, we will not get salmonella. This will be just fine. Okay. This is gonna make such a good dish. I can just tell. I'm probably gonna have to, this one is gonna end up on the favorites list, for sure. So did anybody tell me, are you getting ready, starting to think about Thanksgiving?
A few people are.
Who's hosting? And do you all make turkey? I make turkey and ham because James loves turkey and my kids don't prefer turkey. So I make a ham and then all the fixins. So, okay. So that's that. But I'll tell you what, you guys, I've only used 3 dishes. So that's not bad. And now the mozzarella cheese. And I actually got a 3 cheese blend. So it has mozzarella, provolone, and mozzarella, provolone, and Parmesan. That was the word I was looking for. Okay, so that's meal 4. And into the fridge that one will go. And again, that one is going to have Caesar salad and garlic bread. And I'll have to decide, rice or pasta. I think probably pasta of some kind because we have rice other nights and I'm one of those people. Who here can't cook the same? Like, I don't like to cook chicken 2 nights in a row or pork 2 nights in a row. Am I strange? Is it like only me who's like that? James tells me I'm nuts. Tough. Okay. Okay, so that was meal 4. Now, I wasn't sure about these, but over on the community page, people were pretty amped up about these turkey, what are they called? Holiday mini meatloaves. So turkey and cranberry. So maybe this was just my wishful thinking that I wasn't gonna have to cook another whole turkey for James. Okay, so
apparently the varieties so far got it.
the varieties got it? Yeah, that's what I think. Right? You get bored. I don't know. It's just a thing. Okay, so the recipe for this one says to take your stuffing add the crumbs to the ground turkey with the milk with the egg. So I'm doing all the wrong things first. Okay. I did not promise you that I could read directions. Okay. So turkey. And this, not only did it sound good, but ground turkey, and if you've been following along, James has really been working hard to get his calories down. So, ground turkey is totally lean. Okay, so in is that 1 egg and half a cup of milk. So here's my egg. So it's really like making meatloaf, except we're using turkey, half a cup of milk, and this is 2% milk.
Well, you're totally vindicated. 100% of respondents say never same protein
Twice in a row. See, thank you very much, ladies. You are welcome to come in my kitchen anytime.
So you're all crazy.
James says we're all crazy. Okay, so then it says to put in frozen chopped celery, an onion, and we all know I have a hard time finding that onion, and I really think that for the extra minute that it's going to take me, I'm still going to finish in my hour. We had a technical whoops. I think I'm on target. So, chopped celery, and that's going to cook down when they bake, so you don't have to cut it too small.
Lori's tried this one, her husband and son loved it.
Okay. Did you do it in little muffin tins? I contemplated doing it in a loaf pan, but then it would take longer to cook, right? So your husband and son loved it. Did you love it? So onion, celery, stuffing. I don't know where the cranberry comes in, but I'm excited. I am. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I'm just cutting an onion. It's not super exciting. And I could dance, but that would be super embarrassing. Okay.
So Judy
Yep.
is not from Canada.
Okay.
She is surprised that your milk comes in a bag.
Oh, yes. We're often surprised that yours comes in a jug, right? Because our milk comes in bags or cartons. Do you get cartons like this? Do you get milk and stuff like that? I don't know. That's the other thing that's so fun about hanging out together on Friday nights or Sundays, whenever we do it. We get to like see all this other stuff and learn about other people's food and traditions. That's really why I named my blog Love on a Plate. I cook because I love to cook, but I also love the people I cook for. So if you haven't been to my blog, here's my little plug. I have this little baby blog. It's called Love on a Plate. And I put meal prep recipes there. I put my family favorite recipes there. I put stuff up that you guys ask me for when I talk about these crazy things I do. So,
if you sign up right now for the mail list.
Oh, James wants me to tell you that right now if you go over to the Love on a Plate website and you sign up for the mailing list, then you will automatically get an email back that will include a free 5-page Thanksgiving Day printable planner. So you can download it. It's like a PDF. You just print it out, and it has a guest list, a recipe tracker, a cooking day tracker, like what you have to cook in what order, printable recipe cards, and something else that I can't remember because it's been a long week. Okay, so now the stuffing part. I'm using stovetop. I could make stuffing from scratch, but come on, you guys. this. The whole point of this is to make it simple but tasty, right? So, in goes the stovetop, and I picked the traditional turkey flavor because I thought that would go best, right? Okay, now what? Who made this already? Somebody made this already. You could come on over and help me. Okay, I think we are almost done. So then it says, add hot sauce, a little shake, a little dab. So I'm using Tabasco, and that's the end of my Tabasco. Oh, I think the planner has a shopping list. Okay, and then, so this is sage and rosemary. So in that goes. This is like a blend that I bought. It's called Holiday Blend. It has sage and rosemary and thyme in it, but I think it's close enough. I'm one of those people, you know, you go to like Winners or Marshalls or Home Sense, and they have those rows where they've got all these cool gourmet spicy thingies. I buy all those. All right. Now, the cranberry sauce and ketchup. And then I gotta stir it up. I hope a spoon works, because I love to cook, but I hate, okay, anybody enjoy squishing up the hamburger meat to make meatballs or meatloaf? Does anybody like that? I don't think anybody likes it. Okay, James, I can't open that can. Oh, can is, I don't really know. Okay, see, I need him more than he thinks. And then half a cup of ketchup. And this I'm actually gonna measure, because I feel like if I put too much ketchup in, it's gonna taste weird. And I also feel like I might be making a mistake, so hang on a second. Yep. See? Cranberry sauce and ketchup go in a different bowl. Whew! It's a really good thing I stopped myself. Okay. So now I'm gonna stir this up. And the stuffing is just acting like binding, right? And if I'm honest, I've used stuffing in my meatloaf before. It's really good. Okay, and if I'm honest, all right, I gotta go in with my hands, girls.
Well, actually, you've got a suggestion to use a potato masher.
Oh.
Because there are a couple people don't like it.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you guys are smart and my new best friends. I love that.
That was Cheryl.
Okay, thanks, Cheryl. That's so smart. Because you want to get it all mixed up, right? But it feels so yucky. Okay, that works really well. See? So we all do stuff. We all have tricks. Things our moms and our grandmas taught us. Stuff we figured out. I think it was Melissa who taught me how to use my juice squeezer, my lemon squeezer. Everybody was laughing at me. I mean, in the nicest of ways. Okay.
Tracy's a handsy person.
You're a handsy person? Yeah. I like to use my hands for dough and bread dough and pizza dough. I love that feeling. I don't know what it is about this.
Vanessa's recommending you put it in a gallon Ziploc and then just mush.
Okay. Right. So I have lots of things I can try now. All right, so now these go into our muffin tins. Okay, so I'm gonna spray them because I think if I don't, they're gonna stick. Anybody on here make those chicken pot pie muffin
Those are good.
things? I'm gonna make those again. They were really good for lunches too. Okay. Luckily, I get to use my ice cream scoop now.
Kathy's wondering if you have a PC mix and chop.
I do.
Oh,
the mix and chop. No, I don't.
okay.
I need one, right?
What that is.
James doesn't know what that is. No, I have the PC, the Pampered Chef, like little chopping food processor thing, but not the mix and chop. I just didn't know if I would use it enough. Do you have one, and do you like it, and do I need it? Because if you say I need it, then James can't complain that I get it. Not that he would anyway. So, I'm gonna fill these up. And then I'm gonna make the topping, which is ketchup and cranberry sauce, which kind of totally makes sense, right? Really similar to when you guys make your meatloaf. Do you do the brown sugar and ketchup and stuff for the top? That's everybody's favorite part at my house. Okay. So if you're not busy on Sunday, come on back. I'm making lunches for the week. Meal prep lunches for James, which are more like hot style lunches. And then a couple of things for the kids that they can take to school that aren't sandwiches, but that they don't have to heat up. So I do like wraps and kind of salad bowls and stuff. And I'm gonna make my weekly soup because I haven't done that yet. And I have to make one every single week. And then I don't have to cook till next Friday. I'm 2 minutes over, ladies. You're gonna excuse me, right? Okay. If I could have found my proper ice cream scoop, this might have been faster. All right.
So apparently the consensus is that you shouldn't spend more money on kitchen gadgets. You
Oh.
have enough kitchen gadgets.
I have enough?
Yep.
I think James is telling me fibs. He says that you guys said that I don't need to buy any more kitchen gadgets. I have more than enough. I don't think you guys said that. And I'm gonna check on it because I think he's lying to me. Let's call it fibbing because lying sounds mean. And he's not a mean guy. Okay, so now cranberry. Oh, you know what, you guys? I think I'm gonna have to make extra of this and serve it on the side, right? Like, how good would that be? And the ketchup. And something else. Oh, the hot sauce. I already put the hot sauce in the turkey. Okay. So then, and to tell you the truth, I'm not gonna put this on. Might not even tell me here. Okay, so it says, it says, spread this equally over each meatloaf and then cover with plastic wrap. And then what it doesn't say is, and then peel off the plastic wrap and have no sauce left on your meatloaves. So I am going to, because we all know that's what's gonna happen, right? So I'm gonna put it in one of these kitchen gadgets that I have. This Pampered Chef. These are from Pampered Chef, these soft silicone measuring cups. I love these, you guys. Okay. So, and then I'm just gonna spread this on top instead. Okay, so that's meal 5. So we did it. I talked an awful lot. So this is what we made.
And you're still under an hour.
And James says I'm still under an hour because of our little blips. So this is the holiday mini meatloaves from the classic pan. I made the baked creamy Tuscan chicken. This is always my favorite thing. You spend an hour and then you get to look at all of your goodies. This one is the Asian marinated sirloin steak, and I realized that I talked so much. I said I was gonna put my edamames in there, and I didn't. So life being real, there they go. Okay. So that one That's going with my fried rice. And this is my, this one had a really long name. Crazy Good Sheet Pan Chicken and Veggies from the Clean Eating Plan. So I ended up with 2 clean eating, 3 classic recipes. That's usually how we end up. And then on the nights when we're having the more classic stuff, James just has a little bit less. So thanks for coming to hang out. Thanks for teaching me about the potato masher for mixing my meatloaves. I'm super excited never to have to do that again. Do a girl a favor. Go visit my little blog. Say hi to me over there. And if you have friends who want to meal prep or watch a crazy Canadian cook dinner, share this video over to your Facebook page. I sure would appreciate that. I really had fun tonight. I'm gonna go have some coffee, maybe with some Baileys. I'm gonna be back on Sunday. I will post an event for that.
I would like to know what time roughly.
Well, what time works for you guys?
Melissa says it has to be after 11 a.m.
After 11 a.m. Yeah, I was thinking more like noon or 1. What do you think?
I would say 1 so people can give their families lunch.
Oh, James says I should do it at 1 so that we can all have lunch.
By the way, I'd like to have lunch on Sunday.
Oh, James would like to have lunch on Sunday. I told you he's a really chatty today, ladies. Okay, so it's a date. I will post an event. And of course, if you miss the event, you can always watch me on replay. I am trying to come on live twice a week at least. I'm going to do, like I said, some lunches. I have a hankering to bake, so I might bake something. And I'm making soup.
And if you like the Love on a Plate Facebook page, you'll get a notification on the event and when we go live.
Oh, James says, if you go and like the Love on a Plate Facebook page, that you can get a notification when we go live and when the event comes. So I think also when these videos end, if you stay on for a second after I click off, there's a little thing there that says turn on notifications. I noticed it the other day. So if you do that, then you would get a little notification. And I think that's all. So 10:07, I've taken up enough of your evening. Thank you again for coming and hanging out with me. It's really so much fun. And I will see some of you on Sunday. I'll see some of you next Friday. Invite all your friends. We'll hang out. Have a good night.